clutter. Yeah. Yeah, we're talking about elderly parents. So good morning, everybody. Thanks for being here on this gorgeous day. We're talking about how the cooler weather feels weird in August, but we'll take it, right? I was just thinking this morning when I woke up, okay, we're going to get some hot weather before the end of the season. I know we will. We'll get those hundreds again. Probably next week. Yeah, you never know. Well, let's just close our eyes and turn inward for a few moments. Connecting with your breath, with prana. We talked about the malas and how we all get to feeling shrouded or dusty, not shiny like we're meant to be. And there's 3 malas, and the first one was Anava mala, where you feel unworthy. And the second one that I want to focus on today is called Maya mala. Maya mala. It means we feel disconnected, totally on our own, different than everyone else. And we are slightly different. Our souls are all unique, right? But we're all connected, and we forget that. We tend to feel disconnected. But when you remember to go inside, connect with your true nature, your true self, the soul level, you remember that you are connected to each other and to something greater than just yourself. Please bring hands to heart center. You're able to feel your soul, much better able to notice that there's so much beauty and grace all around you and within you. And please lower your hands, open your eyes. So today we're going to get nice and tall and stretched out in our side body. So bring your right hand off to the side and stretch your left arm up and just kind of open up to the feeling, do a little heart opener. And then kind of square up your hips and arc towards that right arm, keeping both sits bones grounded. A nice big stretch in the side of your body. How's that feel, Connie, so far? Good. You let me know what hurts and maybe I can help you get out of it. Let's switch sides. So start with a heart opener on the opposite side. And then square up your shoulders and arc. A big stretch. And breathe. Sometimes your my muscles want to grab there. And if I just soften and breathe a little bit, it works out. And then stretch both arms up and bend the elbows and just do a little heart lift. So shoulder blades on the back, broaden the scapula, maybe even look up. You'll feel a big stretch there. Good. And then tuck your chin and bring your forearms together and stretch the scapula apart. Big stretch there. And then one more time, open up, lift the heart, and exhale. Close around the upper back, tuck your chin. Good. And then release. Good. Now come to all fours and just start to move in a super big figure eight, just kind of going slowly, working through all of the joints. And then switch directions. And then please pause on all fours and just work through some cow and cat. Noticing the shoulder blades in cow feel like when we did that opening. And then when we round to cat, it kind of feels like when we closed our forearms. Just go as slow as you want or as fast as you want. And I like to kind of pause in each pose and maybe stretch out the sides of my body a little bit. Check them out there. In both poses, I want you to feel really long in your side body. And then keeping your toes curled under, walk your hands back and possibly sit on your heels. Ooh, that's deep on my feet this morning. And breathe. And move forward again into all fours. Make sure your hands are right under the shoulders and you're using all parts of your hand. And then extend the right leg and point and flex a few times. Draw your low belly up so you feel long in your spine. And then add the left arm, opposite arm. Feel the rib cage back. A nice long back of neck. Trying to get you warm. And then release. And we'll switch. Left leg back. Point and flex. Just make sure your hips and your shoulders are square to the floor. Your rib cage is drawing back so you feel really long. Long back of neck, and then add the right arm. You can lift your kneecap on the left leg. Good, release. And go ahead and take a child's pose now. Keep your arms stretched long if you want. So you can appreciate the long side of the body. Both sides are super long. And then keeping your hands where they are. When you come up, they should be slightly in front of your shoulders now. And then just swivel your right foot to the right and extend the left leg and sweep up. And just kind of think heart opening. Maybe open the heart to the ceiling a little bit. Breathe. And then come on down. And we'll switch sides. So left foot swivels, right foot extends. Open up. Side plank variation, but with a heart opening. Good. And then come on back. Check to make sure the hands are in front of the shoulders. We're going to go back to the first side. So right foot swivels, left foot extends, left hand to your hip. I want you to feel that left foot really grounded. And then extend the arm so you're in a side plank so you feel really long in your spine. Stretch the arm by your ear, palm facing down. Okay, now press into the foot and the hand and try and arc towards the floor a little bit. Shoulders and hips stay square to the side. And breathe. Big stretch. Good, and come on down. And we'll switch to the other side. Left foot swivels, right foot grounded. You have to really feel that right foot and right hand all the way down. Shoulders square to the side wall. Stretch the arm up and over. Kind of notice. And just go slow. Maybe press into the foot and the hand and arc a little more so the hips lift. Big stretch in the right side body. And come on back down. And this time, stretch your feet long. Make sure they're straight back. And walk your hands back. Sit on your heels again. Stretching out the quads, the ankles. If it feels pretty good, you want more, you can walk your hands back. Lift your heart. Press all your toes down. Good. And then come on back up. Walk your hands in front of your shoulders again and lift to downward facing dog. And just walk your doggy up. Just check your shoulders. Shoulder blades are on the back, but you feel like you're broadening the clavicles, so you feel really connected, more mobile in the shoulders. Bones backing up, rib cage back, so you feel super long in your spine. Maybe swivel the heels to the right and to the left, just checking to see if you have any more length the sides of your body. Good, and then come forward to a plank pose. And lower to the mat. You can lower your knees first if you need to. Stretch your feet long. And just, this may not feel good to you, Connie, so you can do regular cobra if you want. You're going to bring your forehead down, fingertips to the back of your head, and think rib cage stays back. And then I'm going to lift my head and my shoulders, lengthen, press the feet down, rib cage back, breathe. And release. Good. Now slide the hands back and lift to regular cobra. Keep thinking long side of the body. So the armpits are still kind of like hollowed out here. You're still broadening the clavicles. One more breath. And lower down. And push all the way up and back to downward facing dog. Dusting off. Sometimes takes work if you're really focused on what you're doing. That dust just seems to slip away. And then lower your knees. I'm going to have you grab your blocks under your hands. If you don't feel like using blocks, you don't have to, but kind of like little lift. So come on up to down dog. And extend your right leg. Point the toes. See how long you can feel here with one leg extended. And then step that foot up the inside of your right block. Appreciate a deep lunge position. I like to lift and lower my heel a little bit. Stretch out my toes a little more. And then go ahead and lower the back knee. You can use your blocks here if you need to. I'm just going to have you slide your hips back, flex the right foot, and come into a runner's lunge. I don't know if you've been watching track and field. Think of yourself as track star here. Heel, knee, sits bone line up. Maybe stretch the toes. Maybe fold deeper. And then bend back into the front knee. Lift the back knee, step back. Down dog. Extend the left leg. And when you're ready, step it through to the inside of the left block. Big stretch and deep lunge position. And then lower the back knee. Slide back into that runner's lunge position. Draw the leg into the socket. Maybe stretch the toes, keeping everything aligned. And then bending deeper back into the front knee. Lift the back knee so you can step back to a down dog. And then come forward to plank on the block. And lower your knees. And I'm just going to have you turn sideways on your mat. So if you're here in house, maybe turn towards each other so that you're kind of in the middle of your mat. You can use the blocks if you want, you don't have to. And then go ahead and extend your right leg. And then just notice if you can get grounded in all four corners of that right leg and then come upright. Yeah. So you feel stable. And then extend your left arm. Feel the length in both sides of your body. And try to keep that as you arc towards that outstretched leg. The gate pose. Rib cage stays back. Nice long spine. And then come on up. Bring that hand down. Turn your toes up on your right foot. And just come on up to that open heart position again. Different way to get into it. And then come on in. Just switch. And the left leg. It's just easier if your foot stays on the mat to feel that you can stick. And then come on up. My one side feels a lot easier than the other, so just notice you feel long in both sides bodies. Turn the right arm and arc towards your left, or to your right. Your left, my right. I'm trying to mirror you, and I'm really getting confused about that. Soften and breathe. So think long spine, rib cage stays back, like the lower ribs knit to help you stay long. Good. And then bring the hand down, turn the toes up, open up. Oh. Different variation. Good. And then come on. Knees together. Just for fun, come on up to your knees. Long side body. Head of the arm holds back. So shoulder blades are on the back, rib cage is back. Broaden the clavicles and then lean back. Maybe just bring your hands to your hips, or maybe you can bring them to your heels. Or camel pose. Rib cage back. Lift the heart. Broaden the clavicles. Good. And come on up. Ooh, how'd that feel? Okay. And come back. Come back to facing forward. And make your way downward facing dog. Stand that right leg, feel nice and long. Really want you to feel length. And then step that foot through again to deep lunge. Lower your back knee. Now work on a stable base. Everything stays square, especially that right hip crease has to stay back. As you come upright, extend your arms. Grab your left wrist with your right hand to lengthen that left side, but lengthen the right side as well. Keep the rib cage back. And then maybe arc to your right. Have to keep working at staying aligned and staying stable. And come on back up and touch down. And lift the back knee, step back, downward facing. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Extend the left leg. Step it through when you're ready. Lower the back knee. Find that stable position. Just go slow, maybe in steps. You come upright. Stretch your arms up. Grab your right wrist with your left hand to lengthen that right side body, but keep the left side long. And maybe just slowly arc a little. If you don't feel stable, you don't have to go to your left. And come on back up, touch down. Lift the back knee, and this time step forward to a forward fold. Your blocks are there if you need them. You can keep a little bend in your knees. And just feel connected through all parts of your foot, your mat, except for the arch that should be lifted. Maybe sway forward and back and side to side a little bit. Kind of seeing, oh, am I utilizing everything I can to make my legs feel strong? And then slowly roll one vertebra at a time, all the way up to standing. And then maybe step back away from your blocks if you want. You're on all parts of your feet. Extend your arms up. Grab your right wrist with your left hand. Lengthen and arc. Even let your hips sway to the right a little bit. Really feel weight in both feet, but especially that right foot. Come on up and switch. Just go slow so you can really feel the shoulders stay square, the hips stay square. Kind of lengthen everything out, make more space between your ribs and your vertebrae. Good, come on back up. Release your hands for a moment. Now, step your right foot behind your left. Good, now extend your arms. And grab your right wrist with your left hand. Lengthen up. And just sway. And you're going to have to keep weight in both feet. So you'll feel a big stretch from your right foot through the right fingertips. Balance is a little bit harder, but you have a bigger C curve there. Shoulder blades back. Come on up. Release and switch. Left foot steps behind. Just take a moment to feel the balance. And then stretch the arms up. And switch, lengthen up the left side body as you arc. Hips stay square, shoulders stay square. Big C curve all the way up. From the left foot all the way through the left fingertips. Good, come on back up. Feel good? Good. Unwind and step up between the blocks. Good, inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold. Pranam. And fold. Step your left foot back to deep lunge. And I want you to make sure your hips are square to the front. You've got a lot of connection through that back leg. Come up onto your fingertips a little bit. Bring your hands to your front knee. And then make your way to an upright position for crescent. warrior, extend your arms. Left hip crease has to stay back. Grab your left wrist with your right hand, and only if you feel stable, think about arcing to your right. Have to keep that right hip crease back in the same plane as the left. Good. Come back upright. And touch down. Good. Step back. Downward dog. Give yourself a breather. And then extend the left leg and step it through to a deep lunge. Find that really connected position. Maybe slowly make your way up. Crescent warrior. I have to really think about my back leg being goosed up, my hips staying square. Extend the arms. And only if you feel stable, grab the left wrist or the right wrist with your left hand and arc to your left. Rib cage stays back. Good. Come upright and touch down. Good. Step back to downward facing dog. And just set your blocks off to the side for a moment. Super connected. Inhale, come to plank. Exhale, lower to the mat. Inhale to cobra. Exhale, lower. And push back to a little child's pose. This time, just stack your hands under your forehead. Just check in. And come back up. Grab your blocks. And make your way downward facing doggy. Extend the right leg. Wait till you feel nice and long. And then step that foot through to a deep lunge. Ground the back foot down. Bring your left hand to your hip, your right elbow to your right knee. Voila, you're in Parsvakonasana position. So feel that. So try to center your shoulders and your hips to the side. Extend your left arm. Think rib cage stays back. Stretch the arm by the ear. Palm facing down. Now, if you want more stretch, you can reach your right hand to the block. It's right there. Or to the floor even. Because I'm going to have you encourage you to press into that left foot so much that you can maybe arc towards the floor. Keep your shoulders square to the side. You're just kind of trying to arc a little more. You can even straighten the right leg a little bit if you want. Really stretching out that side body. Good. Bend into the front knee. Touch down, turn the heel up, and step forward. Take a breath. And then inhale to pranam. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's do the other side. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold. Pranam. And fold. Step the right foot back. Ground the back foot down. Right hand to the hip. Left hand to the, or elbow to the knee, or if it feels okay so far, you can keep the hand on the block. And then work to turn belly and chest toward the side. Extend the right arm when you're ready. Think shoulder blades on the back, broaden the clavicles. And then stretch the arm by the ear, palm facing down. And then see, maybe you want to arc towards the floor with your arm and your torso, maybe even straighten the left leg. Really utilizing that right foot and leg. Breathe. Good, bend into the front knee. Touch down. Good. Step back to downward facing dog. And just for fun, you can lose the blocks. And either do child's pose or vinyasa. Inhale to plank. Exhale to the mat. Cobra or even up dog if that's feeling good. And lower down. And go ahead and push back the child's pose. Breathing deep. Checking in. And then come back up to all fours. I'm going to have you, heard you to use your blocks for this one. So I'm going to put mine on the lower height because that way I can kind of spread my fingers out and get more of a connection there through my hands. And then hands are in front of shoulders. Lift up to down dog. Listen carefully. You're just going to step your left foot forward a little bit, not a lot. And then swivel both heels to the right. So you're on the little toe side of your right foot, maybe the ball of your left foot, and then come to a side plank here. Yeah, extend the arm. And then stretch the arm by the ear. And now press into that left foot a lot. See if you can lift your hips a little higher and get a big arc going. Yeah, good, you guys. Shoulders stay square. Oh, and then touch down. Step back, downward facing dog. Let's try that on the other side. So right foot steps forward, not too far, as far as you want. I mean, and then swivel their feet to the left. Right hand to the hip or extends if you're ready for that. Spread the weight on your hand. Left hand's in front of your shoulder. Arm by the ear. And then if you want more arc, just press into that forward foot. Lift the hips. Arc towards the floor. Breathe. And come back down. Downward facing dog. And take a child's pose for a moment. Breathe deep. We're gonna do that pose again. So come back up on the blocks. If you're using blocks, you don't have to. I just like a little bit more of a lift. And then downward facing dog, feet hip distance. Swivel both heels to the right. So you're on the little toe side of your right foot, the inner edge, but try and get on all parts. And then come to a side plank position. Arm by the ear. Now remembering what you just did, see if you can arc towards the floor. Push with your feet to get your hips up higher. Oh, yeah, that's it. And make your way down. Take a moment in downward dog before we move to the other side. That was so beautiful, you guys. And let's swivel the heels to the left. Right hand to the hip. So you feel stable. So your rib cage is back, your shoulder blades are on the back. You're broadening your clavicle as you extend your right arm. Arm by the ear. And then see, maybe you can push into your feet and push your hips up a little more. Angle, arc that right side body. And come on down. Good. Lower to your knees. And take a child's pose. Get off your wrists for a moment. Couple breaths. And then coming up, just move your blocks out of the way, but have one handy at the middle of your mat because I'm going to have you transition to your backs. Feet right under knees. And just kind of feel your shoulder blades. And then I'm going to have you press into your feet enough that you can slide the block under your sacrum for a little rest here. And make it so that if you press into the sacrum, you could lift you up a little bit to get your shoulders underneath more. Really feel like it's a safe stretch for your back. I want it to just feel like a position that is very restorative. You can play with lifting a knee if you want or extending the legs straight up. You decide what feels good. My favorite restorative, so. Maybe widen the feet apart. See if that still feels good. Your heart's lifted. Flex and point your feet a few times. Bringing the feet back up. Lower the feet to the mat. Lift up enough to slide the block out. And then lower all the way down to the mat. Stretch your arms up over your head and just kind of notice the length you've created, your side body. And then bend your elbows to cactus or stretch to a T position. Bring your feet a little wider and just entertain some windshield wipers. So both knees to the right and up and over to the left. You determine how fast you go. I want it to feel super therapeutic on your hips, your knees, and your feet, and your low back. I have to just allow a big curve to come in my low back. One more time each side. And then when the knees are up, just hug the knees into your chest and give them a squeeze with your arms. Just kind of roll side to side a little bit, kind of massaging the low back. Now think to yourself, I want that nice long spine. I'm going to lengthen through the top of my head, lengthen the back of my neck, and then maybe roll up into a little ball. Maybe even lift the sacrum as well as the head. Good. And then come on back down. Grab your kneecap so you've got the nice long spine. Just kind of moving side to side slowly. Push your knees away from you, just kind of massaging all of the lumbar, your sacrum, your glutes, till your arms come to full length and you're just letting your feet dangle there. Feel that curve in your low back. And then release the feet to the floor. Bring the soles of the feet together. Let your knees open wide for a butterfly or Supta Baddha Konasana. Either bring your hands on your inner thighs or your belly. Bring them on your belly. You can really feel the breath, the prana moving in and out. Perhaps even encourage a deeper breath, clear down into the low belly. And slowly closing your knees. Stretch your legs out long. Stretch your arms up over your head again. Feel how tall you are. You've grown 2 inches. And then slide into Shavasana. And start Shavasana by noticing your breath. Relaxing each body part, letting go. Letting go of any remnants of dust or a cloak. You have no reason to feel different or not as good or jealous of what others have, because you have everything you need. right inside of you. One more little scan, letting go of anything not serving you. As you continue to relax, I just want to share a reading from Marianne Williamson, of course, my favorite. She says, just as a flower bends toward the sun, I bend toward the lure of spirit. In my heart, I am restless, for I know I am called to the greatness of my true being. Let me not tarry in my weaker places. I am given otherworldly help today as I reach for what is possible. Angels herald my birth into the glory of who I really am. A mere nod in their direction, the slightest invitation for spirit to enter, and my mind becomes a touchstone for the thoughts that take me there. Now, notice your breath again, prana, drawing it in, swirling it around, letting it go. And begin to notice your physical body, the presence of it in this room. Start to move small ways. Eventually, drawing your knees in, and making your way back up to a seated position. Control of my music. Please bring hands to heart center. Just respectfully bow towards your heart. Thank you so much for bending in all directions with me today. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you guys at home. Appreciate it. Good.